Hello, my name's Ian and I'm going to show you a couple of videos on my home brewing techniques that I've used, from sanitising to brewing the beer to bottling and tasting. I'm going to show you through recipes as well over time, and yeah, it's something I've been doing for the last 18 months with my neighbours and friends, and I thought I'd share it with you guys, see what you think. I'm going to yeah, just to show you some tips and things that work for me. So I hope you enjoy the videos. Thanks very much. So this is the tap you get with the Cooper set, which is the set that I use. The tap's quite easy to put together. Just pop it in together and twist it on. But what you've got to make sure is you've got to sanitise it and clean it to make sure it's, because this is going to be in contact with the beer quite a lot. So you take it apart, grab it, and then just pop it into there, into your bowl with your sanitising liquid, and leave it for 2 or 3 minutes just to get it all nice and clean. Then you take it out and rinse it off, and then I'll show you what to do with the fermenting vessel after that. Dry like malt and our water and our hops have been boiling for 15 minutes. I've just turned them off, the timer's gone off. So now we're going to get them cold really quick. So what I do is I go back to my sink, put the plug in, fill out the cold water, take the pot, and you put that pot straight in there. Cool it down as quickly as possible. There'll be lots of steam, it'll all come off. If you've got any ice, I put the ice in there as well, in the water, not in the mixture, in the water, just to cool it as quick as we can. I would say it needs to be in there 10 minutes really, just to cool it down as quickly as we can, because we've got to have the beer at the right temperature when we put the yeast in. So that's quite important. So yeah, as you can see, it's steaming off quite alright. That's it, and we'll put some ice in there and then we'll let it cool down for 10 or 15 minutes. So to make this one give it a big hot flavour, as I said, I've got 2 litres of water in a 6 litre pot, just bringing it up to the boil, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Put that down the side there. Have your water in before you put your malt, because otherwise the malt will stick to the bottom. It's quite simple. Just drop your malt, 500 grams of dry light malt into the pot. It will bubble away. Just get it all in there. That's it. That's it. Doesn't matter if it goes all sticky. It's just the air hitting the dry light malt. Give it a stir. You get lumps, but don't worry, they dissolve as you stir and it gets warmer. That's it. Be careful when it boils though, because it can froth up quite a lot, but it does go past that. It's called boiling over. Once the boiling over has happened, then it won't do it again. So just let it simmer away, let it boil up. Put your lid back on, just briefly, so it boils up. We'll turn the gas up. That's it. Right, this is the John Ball beer kit. It's done by Young's. It's a fantastic IPA beer kit. It's reasonably priced. As with all kits, you take the top off, got your little bag of yeast, you've got your beer instructions, which you can obviously follow if you want to. They're quite easy, quite straightforward. We're not going to look at those for this time. With all these kits, they always recommend turn them upside down to put them in hot water. And all I've got in my bowl again now is some hot water. I'm going to peel off the John Ball kit, just so that I've got a nice area to brew, to take to undo the lid with a tin can. Simple as that, and I'll show you how we do that later on. It's not rocket science. So get as much of that off as you can. That all goes in the bin. Pop that in your hot water for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll be ready to open it. It just softens the liquid inside it. It's like a treacle. Yeah, keep your yeast, because we'll need that, because we're going to use the yeast. Yeah, and that's that. Right, now we're at the stage where the hops have all cooled down. We've sanitised the fermentation vessel. So now is the exciting part really, where we do all the mixing. And this is where we mix all the ingredients together and the magic happens. So we've filled the can up with warm water. Just give it a little stir. We want all that goodness in the brew. Right, put the spoon back in. Pick it up with oven gloves because it is so hot. One nice clean tin, full of flavours in there now, and not in the tin. So let your tin cool down and then throw it away. Then we're going to add the next part, which is the extra 500 grams of dry light malt. That's got to go in. You need to stir it as soon as you can. As Ben's there, he can stir it straight away. So literally that just goes straight in. Keep it low. That's it. Keep stirring, Ben, that's it. Be careful with your power on your gas or your electricity. Turn it down a little bit. Just let it get past this point. It'll froth up. I mean, that was 2 litres of water in it. As you can see, this is a 6 litre pot. So it really does froth up. It does go for it. When it's past that, and we'll show you a bit in that in a minute, it does settle down and goes down quite considerably, but it just needs to go past that bit. So the boiler's passed. So what we do now is we get our hops, 25 grams of Bramling hop cross hops, stick them in, turn the gas down quite a bit. So it's just simmering over, and we leave that for about 15 minutes. We'll do a timer for 15 minutes so we know, and then we're going to cool it down really quickly. It's called steeping. It's just basically putting it on an ice bath. It's quite easy to do, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So here you go, the hops. They bubble around a little bit. Get your spoon, give them a little stir, get them all in there. That's it. Turn your gas down a little bit, just so they're bubbling through. You don't want to bubble it, you don't want to boil them off again. Just keep it simmering across. That's it, just so they move around. So this recipe is now the stage where we add the yeast, and we're going to use the Nottingham ale yeast and the yeast that came with the kit. It's just how the recipe goes. It's a recipe, as I said, that I got from Cooper's. All you're going to do is open the sachets, sprinkle them on the top. This is as difficult as that. Here we go. Sprinkle them on. Don't get them all on the sides. Get it so it's actually on the foam. That's number 2. So what's going to happen now, pop the lid back on, we stick it in the cupboard, in the dark, in the warm, see if we can keep it at the same temperature roughly, and then in about 6-7 days time I'll take another hydrometer reading to see how the yeast is getting on, turning all that lovely sugar into alcohol. And if the reading is over 2 days the same, then I will bottle it and show you how to do it at that time. Thanks very much for watching.